So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us that way.
Ameen.
Now my dear brothers and sisters, before we start the dua, I would just take a few minutes of your time to remind you about something which is very important to me, and that is that, let me first tell you a quick background. When Hafiz Mahfuz and Hafiz Masood were reading, they came with their parents, their mom and their dad. And that reminded me about my childhood. When I was Hafiz Mahfuz's age, or Masood's age, way back in 1986-87. And I remember when I did my first Khutm of Quran in 1986. Right? It was a very joyous occasion for me and for my parents. Because that was the first Khutm of Quran that I did in Salatul Tarawih. And back at that time in India, one Hafiz will read all 20 rakahs. So I read from Alif Lam Mim till Qul A'udhu Birabbin Nas. So that was my first Khatam in 1986. How many years has it been now? 86, 96, 2006. How many? 20? So I'm getting old, brother. Look at me. No, not 33, brother. 26. So I remember, brother, that after the Khutm, back in India, we have a tradition of bringing flowers, garland of flowers, and they put it on the Hafiz Sahib. So after the Khutm of Quran, you see in a few minutes, you see that Hafiz Sahib his neck is all full with flowers. So I remember I went home to my mom. It's 1986, 26 years ago. But when Masood and Mahfuz were reading, I was thinking that their mom is out there, the dad is out there, how happy they must be feeling. That my kids, whom I groomed, whom I fed, whom I educated, they have finished reading the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from cover to cover. That happiness, brothers, has no value. No materialistic value. It's priceless. So, when I went home, brothers, and I told my mom, and she was waiting on the door, brother, I remember the warmness with which she hugged me. And few tears that came out from her eyes. And the way she thanked Allah that today Tariq led the first Khatm of Quran. And then the way my dad hugged me, and the way my dad patted my back and said, Shabash beta, good, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Right now, both of my parents are in the grave. My dad passed away yesterday, last year. Yesterday or day before yesterday, when I finished my Quran in Jama Masjid, first time it happened to me that I could not call India to tell my parents that I have done for the Khatm of Quran. But since I came to US in 1993, each time when I would do Khatm of Quran at Jama Masjid, right after dua, I will go back to my home, pick up the phone and call my mom and then my dad that, you know what, Alhamdulillah, I did Khatm of Quran. And the moment I will tell them this, there will be an influx of dua from the parents. May Allah bless you, may Allah keep it this way, may Allah accept. What I want to tell the youngster is that this is something that I miss now. Since last year when my dad passed away, this year was the first time when after Khatm of Quran, I felt a vacuum. Whom to call? Who is that to give me the dua like parents do? Who is going to give you that, that unconditional love that parents have towards their children? But one thing that really kind of gives me comfort is that our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam have said that when parents give Islamic education, Islamic guidelines, Islamic ilm to their children, so as long as that child will keep reading Quran, Parents, when they will be in their grave, they will keep on getting reward. So when a Hafiz of Quran is reading Quran and his parents have left this world, Hafiz of Quran is getting his share of reward, but then his parents, who took him to the madrasa and gave the child to the Hafiz of Quran, and Hafiz Sahib, here's my child, please help him become Hafiz of Quran. This big step that parents took, Allah will reward them in their graves.